Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. Of course, it's January 27th, 2020. The next article I want to go over with you guys is this New Jersey Herald article. Again, thank you to the subscriber who forwarded this information to me. Judge denies motion to suppress Newton stop. And here is the party that is having some issues. His name is Edwin Roman. I'm going to go over a small portion of this with you. I will link it in the description for you or in the comment section for you, one or the other, so that you guys can read the rest of it for yourself. This is Superior Court. A judge determined Tuesday that a Newton police officer was justified when he conducted a stop of an SUV that had a headlight that was out. The stop led to the arrest of the driver and identified you-know-what, who was found concealing a loaded gun and hollow point bullets. Judge Thomas Critchley rendered his decision Tuesday afternoon denying a suppression motion filed by Louis Knappen, the attorney for Edwin Roman, 36 years old, of Bristol, Connecticut. In December of 2018, Roman was traveling in a white SUV near the intersection of Mill Street and North Park Drive in Newton when he was pulled over for a burned-out headlight and subsequently arrested. I find that the motor vehicle stop and the subsequent searches and seizures were valid and appropriate for the Fourth Amendment under our jurisprudence, Critchley stated. The decision came 4 days after the testimony was heard from the arresting officer, now retired patrolman Jose Morales, who stated he conducted the stop after noticing Roman's white SUV had a main headlight out. The stop led to the seizure of 2 loaded magazines in the glove compartment and a loaded and chambered .45 caliber Springfield XPS handgun with on Roman's person. Knappen argued in court Friday that the motor vehicle stop was not legal, citing a 2018 Supreme Court decision, State versus Sutherland. In the case, the court ruled that Mount Olive officer did not have the right under law to stop a motor vehicle for a single tail light out that was burned out. Some vehicles have 2 tail lights on each side of the vehicle, and as was the case in Sutherland's case, but state law requires that only one tail light needs to be illuminated on each side. Critchley, who said Friday he believed that officers had probable cause to search and seize evidence from Roman's SUV and his person under the Fourth Amendment, said the Sutherland case was a totally different situation than Roman's case was. Although Knappen argued that Roman's SUV was equipped with 4 front headlights, Critchley indicated that 2 of the lights, one on either side, were auxiliary lights. We're dealing with a main headlight out on the passenger side, not an auxiliary light, Critchley stated. That is what led to the stop. The function of a headlight is to illuminate in front. It's different from a tail light. Critchley added that he believed that it was reasonable, appropriate, and necessary for law enforcement to consider a motor vehicle stop to advise the driver that their headlight is out. Often, he said, the person is only made aware of the safety hazard by an officer and is told to get it fixed. Morales testified Friday that while speaking with Roman near the passenger side window of Roman's SUV, he saw what appeared to be a weapon inside Roman's glove compartment. Roman, who told officers he was a, quote, state national, does not possess a firearms ID in New Jersey. He has identified himself as an Army veteran who is employed as for hire private security guard in Connecticut. Roman was not present in court Tuesday. Knappen appeared via phone, and Assistant Prosecutor Jerome Neidhart appeared in person. Roman has been identified in the court as a Sovset, or one who believes the American government was at some point secretly replaced by an illegitimate corporate government based on admiralty law. Roman has also said he is not actually Edwin Roman, but is appearing in court by special appearance. I guess you guys can probably guess the way this is going to turn out, but I wanted to make sure that you had this. I know a lot of you keep these for future reference, for example. In a prior hearing, he demanded $500,000 from Nidhart to compensate him for the trespass against his person, which he was searched when he was searched during his arrest. This is a rather interesting article. It's quite lengthy. I'm going to leave it there for you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and post it for you in the actual comment section so you can read it for yourself. We're going to take a look at one more article right here. This is the BronxJusticeNews.com. Bronx Justice News says that Asavsit, convicted of murdering Bronx dad outside of an elementary school. A killer who declared himself, Asavsit, immune from the state court's authority, was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison Monday for murdering a Bronx father of 3 outside a local school. Dwayne Reed, 48 years old, of Larchmont, I think it's Larchmont, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that, carried out the execution-style shooting of Lamont Smith, 45, on the morning of May 21st, 2014, in front of the PS 112 in Baychester, prosecutors said. A day before the incident, Reed, who was acquainted with Smith, helped the victim move equipment for his business using a U-Haul van, authorities said. The next morning, he shot Smith 3 times with a .38 caliber revolver outside the school on East 229th Street, fleeing in the same U-Haul van. He was arrested later that morning at his mother's nearby home, where police also found the murder weapon, prosecutors said. First, the defendant shot the victim, a father of the 3 children, in the back and then stood over the victim and shot him 2 more times in the head. Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark said that Reed's sentencing, the atrocious violence happened on the street in front of the school at 9 a.m. I hope the victim's family will have a measure of justice with this prison sentence. Reed never offered a motive for the slaying, after which he pleaded not guilty. Following his arrest, he declared himself Asavsit and rejected the court's authority to conduct his trial. He was assigned 5 different lawyers, causing the trial to be delayed numerous times, hence the reason why we're just getting to this now. He was finally convicted last month after a jury trial leading to Monday's sentencing. Bronx Supreme Court Justice Stephen Barrett also sentenced Reed to 10 years in prison with 5 years post-release supervision for weapon possession to run concurrently with a second-degree murder sentence. So I wanted to make sure that you guys had this also. This came out on the 7th. Once again, thank you to the subscriber who forwarded these to me. Just wanted to make sure, like I said, I know a lot of you guys hold on to these things. There may be additional information that comes out on them. If there is, and someone catches it before I do, please forward it to me at virgotriad@protonmail.com so that I can make sure that everybody is up to date on any of these cases that we happen to locate and run into. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day.